Today I just want to talk about the AirPods Pro 3. I've been really enjoying them, and I'm not an audiophile, but I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to headphones. I do have a couple of decent pair of headphones. I have a Sennheiser Bluetooth Accentum Plus. And that's pretty good detail. I know they're not the best, but they're pretty good, and I enjoy the sound that comes from them, and the noise cancellation is top notch, and um, they're over the ear headphones. I have some IEMs that sound really good. I don't have really any expensive ones. I don't have any that are over $100, but when I compared my AirPods third generation, just the base model that I had. I still have those. I use them just for knocking around because if I lose them, I lose them. Um, the sound on those is just mediocre, and a $20 pair of IEMs would beat those hands down. Certain pairs, like I can't name the models off the top of my head. I really got into IEMs for about a year, and I have like 50 pair, but I don't remember all I have. I have to go back. I think I wouldn't be able to tell by just looking at them what I have, so I might have to do some research just so I can know what I have and what I don't have. But yeah, anyway, a $20 pair of IEMs has the potential of beating, a base model AirPods, especially AirPods 3, third generation. Um, uh, so my ears now, since trying IEMs and now the Sennheiser Accentum Plus headphones, um, I've kind of my taste and my ability to understand what good sound is and what's average sound is a little bit better. And so I remember the AirPods Pro 1 version that I had. And they were pretty good, but at the same time, I feel like some of those IEMs that I have would have beaten those hands down. And they were expensive, right? They were 4 times, 5 times the money I can get a $30 pair of IEMs that sound fantastic. Now, sure, the build quality and there isn't as many functionalities, and then you're beholden to wired earbuds and all. There's some downsides to IEMs, but if you're just judging on sound quality alone, there are a lot of IEMs out there that I think easily would beat past generations of AirPods, including the Pro models. Now, I don't know about the AirPods Pro 2. I never bought those because I had the AirPods third generation. And the reason why I went from the AirPods Pro 1 to the AirPods third generation base model was one of my earphones had popped out of my ear while I was getting up, and it landed on the couch, and I went to go grab something from the kitchen or went to the restroom. I don't remember which. But anyway, when I got back, my Turkish Shepherd, I think he was less than 1 year old at the time, had gone up onto the couch, and I saw him chewing on something, and I was like, please don't be what I think that is. And sure enough, it was. He mangled one of my earpieces from the AirPods Pro 1, which was devastating to me because what I really liked those for was the noise cancellation. My wife and I can't always agree on what to watch on television if it's not a show that we have predetermined that we're going to watch together. I just let her have the TV because I'm always on my computer or my tablet, and that's the way it was back then. And I love the noise cancellation because I didn't have to be bothered by her crazy television shows that she watches that I can't stand. So that was great. I just love the AirPods Pro 1 for that alone. But when I got my new phone, I was like, you know what, I want to have, the new model of AirPods. I didn't go for the twos. I thought, well, there's some okay enough upgrades for the third generation, so I went with the AirPods Pro 3. And I know a lot of people have said that the sound quality on the AirPods Pro 2 is a little bit better. But since I don't know the difference, I've got to say the AirPods Pro 3 are fantastic. They have beaten all my expectations at this point. The sound quality, the booming bass, all the things that I kind of like are there. And then, of course, all the functionality that you get with the AirPods Pro models. And if you need to know the specs and all of that, there's other channels out there that would do a much better job than I could by explaining all of those things and giving you a detailed sound quality on them. I know, like I said, a lot of people have kind of, said some things about them that they don't think are as good as the second generation. But like I said, I don't know that. But one of the things that I really liked the upgrade for was the quality of the microphones. I thought, man, if in a pinch I could use these for a podcast interview. So yeah, I'm gonna probably try that out at some point. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so trying to maintain a certain level of quality and clarity and all that isn't my goal. My goal is to make it listenable and let the content and the interview go for it, speak for itself. I'm not going to try to wow you with my camera quality and my sound quality. At this point, I don't have it in me to work towards perfection on that level. I still want to work on my interview skills and learning more about that craft and being a little more streamlined with the editing process. So as long as my video and audio quality are listenable and watchable, that's where I'm at this point. Yes, I have a few microphones that I really enjoy that I think would do a better job. But sometimes I just don't have it in me to go in and have a setup, or maybe something else is going on, and maybe my wife's in the office space, or I just feel more comfortable in the living room, like where I'm at right now, what I call our media room, because we have 2 living rooms. But and right now with my broken hand and recovering from all of that, doing the whole setup, I kind of feel cramped on my ability to do it all one-handed, setting up an XLR mic and putting it, on the stand and doing all those sorts of things. I just, at this point, I'm kind of not feeling that. And so I've been really trying to maximize my abilities to do a setup with just my iPad. So I've done a few interviews with just my iPad and a wireless mic and all of that sort of thing. So something like this with my iPad, or just filming like I am with my iPhone, this would work perfect with it, and I think it'd be definitely passable. Right now, you're listening to me straight from my phone. I'm on my couch in my living room. Got my phone and tablet stand right here. It's on my TV tray that I prop up my computer on. Yeah, I'm probably like 1.5 feet away, maybe 2 feet from the phone right now. So you're hearing me through the iPhone Pro 17 model. Put these on right now, and we'll give it a sound test. Now you're hearing the sound of the AirPods Pro 3 when they're connected and in my ears. And this is what you would get if I was using this to do an interview or create a video like this. And I will be using the AirPods Pro 3 microphone for the rest of this video. I have a few unboxings that I want to do, just again to test out the microphone and see how it works, and see if it be something that I could get by using in a pinch. Because like I said, I like easy, I like quick to connect, seamless quality and connectivity. I don't want to mess around and do a whole bunch of tinkering or having to try to fix something when I'm in the middle of doing an interview or something like that. If my microphone quits working or something happens where I'm not able to connect the microphone, if I have these around and they're charged up, I can just pop them in and continue with the interview. Or if I'm in a place where a microphone wouldn't be as quick and easy to use, I can just grab this and have my phone and do an interview and get an episode done and have it passable audio quality, and if I use my phone, it's definitely going to be a decent video. So these are all things that I'm really trying to maximize my ability to just plug and play and not worry about things. Me being a bit of a equipment and gear junkie, whatever you want to call it, I like having things on hand and testing things. But right now, due to my broken hand and having this healing process, it's kind of a complex injury. It sure beats having a broken leg, I guess, but I'm right-handed, so it's really limited my my functionality when it comes to doing stuff like this. So having something like this being passable and easy to use is something that I'm happy to try out here. So like I said, for the rest of the video, I'm going to do some unboxings, and then I will continue to use the AirPods Pro 3s and just to test it out, and let me know if you think it's passable, and if you were going to watch a podcast on YouTube or even on Spotify, and the host, the interviewer, was using something like this as their main source of audio, if it would be listenable enough for you. So just let me know in the comment section below. No wrong answers, of course. So thanks for joining me for the rest of this video. I will unbox a few things and talk about the products, and let's go from there. I'm going to attempt to open these boxes and do a little bit of an open box, but I'm one-handed and I don't want to hurt myself. So I'm going to fumble my way through this. This first product that I'm going to open is, at least attempt to open. Oh, there we go. It's got the pull tab over here. I saw, I think Bark is his name, from Obscure Mics, talk about this, and then I started doing, and he had good things to say about it, and so I decided I'd do a little more research, and I looked into the first generation of this product, and it had decent marks, but there were some nagging issues that people had, and some features that it didn't come with that kept a lot of people from buying it. But now, with this updated version of this, I can connect it to my phone and my tablet and computer and and have it work. And this is what it is. It's the Shure MVX2U version 2, generation 2, digital audio interface. So with this, I can plug this in to a XLR microphone, connect a USB-C cable and plug it into this, and take the USB-C cable and plug it into my source, which could be my phone, my tablet, or my laptops. And this would be my audio interface. This is all I would need. And for me, which I'm constantly looking for, easy to use, less taking up a lot of space, since I don't have a lot of space, and just being able to, maybe take this on the road, or if I am not sitting at my little desk in our makeshift home office where I've got my new setup going. I just haven't been able to really refine that yet because of my broken hand. And that I have my Lewitt Connect 6 there where I could do all of that, but so if I wanted to go into another room, or like here I am in our media room, which is our second living room, and do a podcast, but I want to use an XLR mic like my Earthworks SR117, I would just plug this in to the microphone and use a USB-C cable to connect it to whatever device I'm using. So I'm definitely going to test this out. I'm looking forward to trying it, and I think it was like $160. I bought it myself at B&H. So hopefully this isn't a purchase that I'm going to regret. I think it was $160 or something like that. So it's not expensive, but for me, it's pushing the limit of what I would normally spend on a piece of gear. But I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and even maybe some microphones that I wouldn't use XLR connectivity, like the Fifine AM8 or something on those lines. I would normally just use USB for it, because sometimes I think some of the reviews that I have heard with that microphone, and then the newest second generation, the AM8 Pro, it seems like USB sounds even a little bit better than XLR, or similar enough where why would you worry about connecting an XLR mic into an audio interface and all of that. But something like this would just plug it in and there you go. And it's basically taking XLR mics and making them USB-C compatible. So like I said, yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this, trying it out, and I will share my my research on this channel with it. I'll probably shoot another video just testing it out and see what you think. This next product is from one of my favorite companies. I'm going to do this with one hand with no grip. That was a pain in the neck. Anyway, this second box comes from a company that I really enjoy, and I've bought between my wife and I, probably, what am I up to? This is probably my 20th product. smoothing. This is Boston Scally Cap. And if you don't know, I'm a huge flat cap, scally cap, Irish cap, or what we used to call back in my neighborhood, immigrant caps. I've been wearing them since I was a little kid. You know, I'm Irish, and proud of my ancestry, and so I would buy some traditional Hannah caps that came from Ireland. So I'd always been sporting similar caps to this. And then when Boston Scally came around, I really got interested, and I love the designs in the Scally caps, like inside. So a lot of times, if the design is cool enough, I mean the hat colors and the material is cool enough for me, I'll buy it just for the design in the hat pin that comes with it. So it's kind of a cool company. I love the way they drop their products and stuff, and so yeah, I'm kind of a loyal Boston Scally guy. There's a few other companies out there that I want to try, but but when you get hats like this, I can't pass it up. So I'm a huge hockey fan, and this one's Boston Scally, the penalty box. That's the name of this hat. So yeah, just an awesome hat, I love them. Quality's cool. I wear these year round, and like I said, I've got 20 to choose from, and yeah, this one's really nice. I like it. I like the colors. I like the fit. So, and I'm going to show you the design here in a sec, what's inside the cap. You'll kind of get the idea, but also show it to you a little bit better here. Whenever I buy a Boston Scally, I want the pin that comes with it. So there's only a couple hats that I think I have that don't have the pins with it. And from now on, I don't think I'll buy a hat that doesn't have a pin. And here's the pin that comes with the Boston Scally penalty box. Kind of gives you an idea of the design, but I'll show you something else that comes with this. So yeah, like I said, I'm a huge hockey fan. It's the one sport that I continue to watch, and I'll follow. Been getting into it a little bit after the Olympics. I started watching a lot of hockey again this year. Favorite team is the St. Louis Blues, since we spent a little over a decade in the Midwest and Kansas City. St. Louis was the local team, basically. So yeah, I became a big St. Louis Blues fan, and one of the years that we were there, they won the Stanley Cup, so that was really cool. And one of my all-time favorite players was their coach, Craig Berube. So if you're a hockey fan, you know all that. This is the design, and let me see if I can get it up there as best I can. Kind of get to see this design there. That's what's inside the hat, and that's the design on the hat pin itself as well. And this is a hat bag, so a dust bag, so it keeps the dust and all that stuff out of your hats and stuff. So, I mean, if you're a hockey fan, you can't beat this. This is fantastic. I mean, this is something that I'd have a poster of or something like that. I have another hat of theirs, a hockey hat called the Goon, which I really love. That was an awesome hat itself. But yeah, I like this, and I love when they ship the duster bag with it, with the design. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So I don't use the bags that much. I'll probably find a space where I'll start hanging them up, just as a, again, here's inside the hat. So it's the same design. It's inside the hat. So yeah, I love it. So when you show it off to people, they can kind of get an idea what the hats are all about, and it has a cool design. And but yeah, the duster bags and stuff, I'll probably, since I don't use them for the intended purposes, I will probably, because I like to hang my hats up, and I'll probably show a picture of, I have them hanging up on the wall in what we call the dog room. And so I'll probably show a picture during this video of what that looks like. But yeah, this is, so what I'll probably do with the duster bags is find a place to hang them up just as decoration. Yeah, this is really cool. I love it. You know, not only is the hat nice, I like the colors, kind of the story and the name of the hat is awesome to me because, like I said, I'm a huge hockey fan, and I definitely like the tougher side of hockey. So the penalty box is fitting for my use case. I don't know if you saw my last interview with Fourth Line Voice. I used to what kind of got me into content creation was just my love of video. As a kid, and in particular, I used to trade hockey fight tapes, where we used to take 2 VCRs, record a game, and we would take 2 VCRs, and then I would edit out the fights, and you'd collect the fights throughout the year. So let's say I was known because I grew up in Portland, born and raised, Portland, Oregon, and there was the junior hockey team called the Portland Winterhawks, and sometimes they would show games on cable access, so I would record those games and throughout the season, and then I'd splice in the fights. And so I'd be known for the guy that had the Portland Winterhawks stuff that nobody else had because, you know, I lived in Portland and had access to the cable access channels. I know if you young folk don't know what cable access is, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I got my love of you know, messing around with video and creating content basically. You know, if I grew up in this time and I was that age again, I would probably be collecting fight videos and putting them on YouTube. You know, yep. Really happy with this purchase. I got it a couple weeks ago, but just with my injury, I've been kind of, I don't know if down in the dumps is the right word. I just haven't been feeling the snappiest, I guess you could say. I don't know how I'm going to open this next box one-handed, but we're going to try. It's from a company that I've worked with a couple of times on this channel, and I really am happy with my experiences with them. They've been really fantastic, and I look forward to, you know, continuing to grow this relationship with them and doing some things. And it's given me the opportunity to build a resume in this way. But and what I mean by that is being able to use equipment and give my opinion and my take. I don't want to say a review because I think a review is basically somebody that's an expert. Since I'm not an expert, I like just kind of try to refrain from using the words review. So if I do use it, it might be in the title because that garnishes more views. And not that I'm, for vanity purposes, trying to maximize my views. I'm trying to maximize my views really for business purposes. I really want to be able to work with more companies and continuing my relationship with really good companies that build and offer the consumer affordable and really good equipment. And stuff that I wish, like I said in previous videos, is that I wish I would have had knowledge of or access to when I first started creating content, because I think I lost out on some of the audio quality with some of my original interviews. And there's been a couple of interviews I really wish I had better sound quality and a better grasp on these use case scenarios. At the time, I didn't have a lot of extra money. We were saving for a house and trying to rebuild our credit, so I wasn't really able to spend money. So buying a microphone was out of the question for me at the time. But if I would have known about companies like this back then, almost 8 years ago, I would have made a $50-$60 purchase and been super happy with the quality that you get. Like, I hear people that use Fi-Fi mics, and then I hear people that use high-end microphones, like your RE 320s or 220s or whatever it is, or the Shure SM7Bs, and you could tell the difference. Sure, the quality is really good, especially if somebody has the knowledge of maximizing the sound quality and has good post audio editing skills that make it even sound even better. And those are where those kinds of microphones come into play. But as far as plug and play and somebody like me, I don't think I could maximize the sound out of those higher end microphones. And the sound quality to me is not that much better to justify the purchase. It would just be a keeping up with the Joneses purchase for me at this point. So I'm really happy with Fi-Fi microphones. The Tank 1 is phenomenal. I had the K699D at one point, and that's like a $35 microphone, and you can't beat that microphone. That's a great microphone. I sold that to somebody on Facebook Marketplace. Then you got microphones that I really, really like. Probably it's been my favorite Fi-Fi mic up to this point is the Fi-Fi K688. I love that microphone. I'm going to use it, definitely keep using it. And now that I've got this, I'm going to use the XLR capabilities with that microphone. So I'm really excited about that piece of product, and I love Fi-Fi microphones. I love my Earthworks SR117. That's I probably will not be purchasing another microphone unless I get the microphone from the company for me to review and showcase on my channel. Because I just think all the microphones that I have at this point are phenomenal, and I don't need any more. And with my lack of ability to maximize the sound of anything anyway, I don't need another microphone. And so, but I'm really happy to get this microphone sent to me by Fi-Fi, because I sold the first generation of this mic. It was my first real microphone, so to speak, and I loved it. It was a great mic, XLR, USB-C, XLR capability, just a great microphone. I purchased a couple other mics thinking, I wanted to get away from the gamer aesthetics, but ever since I sold that mic, I really missed it. And I was like, gosh, I need to buy it again. But when they came out with the second generation, I was like, no, forget it. So when Fi-Fi hit me up, I was really excited to do it. They wanted me to review the headphones, and there's one of their newer generation of headphones. I said, no, I would much prefer to review something like this. And this is how great they are. They said, okay, let's do it. And so they sent me this over instead of the headphones. So yeah, I've been really, like I said, I'm just really happy with Fi-Fi. And I hope I could build other relationships with other companies like that. So now the hard part is to open this one-handed. All right, that was a bit painful. But anyway, this is the, let's get this up here. This is the Fi-Fine AM8 Pro T, and it comes with a boom arm that has RGB lights on it. So my original feelings of trying to get away from the gamer aesthetic, forget about it. I love this. I love the idea of having that. I don't care. I'm 51. I like RGB. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. So, yeah, I love the original version, the M8. There's a couple of little extra upgrades on this that I really like. And, you know, XLR, USB capabilities. You can't beat it. So, yeah, the AM8 Pro T. So, thank you, Fi-Fine. I look forward to using this. It should be really good. Let me... Yeah, I'll save the unboxing for when I test it out. But anyway, yeah, those are the products I wanted to show off, and then the whole purpose of this video is to let me know below the quality of the AirPods Pro 3 microphone. You know, like I said, the sound quality is fantastic. I really like it. It's on par with some of my, you know, $50, $60, $80 IEMs. It's probably a little bit better than that, if I was going to be honest. Just for the connectivity, the noise cancellation, and all the features, and then the sound quality is fantastic. Which, like I said, I'm really surprised. I haven't really been impressed with the other two models that I had with the pure sound quality of the AirPods, but these I really like, and they're right up on par with some of my IEMs and stuff. Now, comparing them to something like the Sennheiser Accentum Plus, you know, I guess that could be apples and oranges. You know, one's over the ear, this is in ear. I would say that, you know, the Accentum Plus are still my favorite sound quality of a headphone. Just the overall sound. It's I guess maybe not as bassy as this is, but it's got a little more clarity overall. It's a little more refined sound than this, which is a little boosted in the bass sound profile, which, you know, I like bass. I like listening to instrumental stuff of all kinds of music. I even have, since I've really been using IEMs and testing out headphones and earbuds and all of that, I've really gotten into more instrumental type stuff, and even electronic music, and you know, stuff that I'd be really embarrassed to have said that I've listened to. But I just like, what I like about headphones and the idea of being an audiophile. I don't have a refined listening skills to be able to even remotely call myself an audiophile. But what I like about pursuing that hobby is just really listening to things that can maximize the sound, and how I judge something when it comes to earbuds and headphones is how it makes me feel. If it gives me kind of an emotional response of excitement or just joy, I like it. And these give me that. They give me that. There's a couple of IEMs that really just, for clarity purposes, really hit home and give me those chills almost. The Accentum Plus did when I first started listening to it. And so it's right up there. Like I said, it's right up there as far as listenability on that level of going a little bit deeper than just, your passive listening to music and stuff. So yeah, I've been very surprised with that, because I didn't purchase these for the sound quality necessarily. I purchased them for the noise cancellation, the connectivity with my MacBook and my iPad and my phone. Oh, and then the microphone. I heard people talking, showing examples in the reviews with the microphone and the quality that came from it. I was like, man, that's passable for me. I could legit use that during an interview if I had to. And like today, I had an issue with an interview. I couldn't connect. The person was having a problem with connecting their phone. It was either they lost their video or they lost their audio or they couldn't hear me. And so it's just like, oh my gosh. So I thought, if I just had my phone and my AirPods and I didn't worry about connecting all this extra equipment, I would have. It might have been a little easier connectivity, but yeah. So when things like that happen, it just reminds me. I truly, at the end of the day, just want something to plug in and work and forget about it. And so then I'm able to do what I want to do, is interview somebody, create an episode for my listeners. I'm Bulldog Social Club podcast is my main channel, so it's about dogs. So I really, the subject matter is king on that channel. So as long as the audio quality is not distracting and good enough for people to listen and enjoy, that's all I care about. And so I felt like these could probably do a good enough job and then surpass that and do a job that people probably wouldn't even think about me not using a microphone. So I'm hoping that's the way it is. So like I said, at the end of the day, just leave me a comment below and let me know if it's passable, and if you could listen to a full hour and a half interview of me interviewing somebody using these alone and not a microphone. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me for this next episode in my journey with gear, and we'll see you on the next one. I have a couple of videos that I need to work on editing that I've been putting off. I have the B-roll, and it's probably laughable to even say that when it's coming from me, because I'm not a professional. So my B-roll is just taking my iPhone and taking video of the item that I want to review, which is my Lenovo Legion 7i computer that I've been using since Christmas. Absolutely love it. I have, this somebody who's been using Mac solely on a personal level for almost a decade. I'm head deep into the PC world again, and I don't regret that purchase at all. So I'm really looking forward to talking about that and sharing my journey with that. And then around the same time, early January, when I heard about the RAM apocalypse, I made the purchase and I got the MacBook M5 Pro, the base model, the 10-core CPU, GPU model. And I didn't wait for the newer models because I'm coming from the M2, and I'll talk more about that during that conversation. So again, those are things that I've been really trying to get at, but having the broken hand is kind of, I've had to take a step back and been having a hard time following through with things. Have had some interviews, and I still got things to edit on that level. But again, I've been a little bit preoccupied with the recovery process and dealing with what comes with that. But yeah, anyway, look forward to talking about the Lenovo Legion 7i, the MacBook Pro M5 base model. Looking forward to talking about the Legion 7i, and then the MacBook Pro M5 base model. So look forward to that next one. And again, thank you for joining me for this next episode of my journey with gear. And we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
The drum it beats a thunderous sound, the fiddle cries and sings. On foreign shores my feet have found the hope a new dawn brings. On foreign shores my feet have found the hope a new dawn